the mall real quick, but he'll be back in a few minutes. So he said he'll be on in a few minutes.
That sucks.
Yeah. He said that they went there and Google said it opens at 8 but closed at 7 because of COVID.
Dylan's such a jerk.
I accidentally set this one up again. I thought about that too. I didn't know you were doing live, so when I saw that, I was like, "Oh God, he did it again."
Well, this one I was gonna do live, so yeah.
With
It's just been, well, we just got back from I took my wife out and we did a fun little date. And I say fun, it was fun for Scott. Hold on. Scott, can you email me? Can't find the man's email. But no, we went out and we did a rope course. You know these things they do, it's an arcade at the bottom, it's a rope course at the top. And so while everyone's playing video games, and we were up in the rafters doing this rope course, and I thought that's kind of neat because there's stepping stones, there's rope bridges, there's a slide, there's a thing that you just jump the gap and just ride the rail. And I was like, that's fun, let's do that. And then when we got up to the top, I realized I'm scared to death of heights. I don't know what I was thinking. So I automatically wanted to go back down, but then I couldn't because my manhood said I couldn't. So we had to make a whole circuit around this thing. And the whole time I'm dying. Like the hardest thing was for me to jump. He said, you just walk off the thing. Well, they test it. They have you lay down, like have the thing catch you to make sure the latches work. Well, since I'm so tall, I couldn't lay down because my body hit the bottom before my rope caught. He went, you're fine. And I was like, are you sure? No one's checked it. What happened? Because you have to go. And I was thinking, do I have the upper body strength to hold on if my harness detaches? And I remember thinking, I don't know. And my wife's like, come on, do it. I was like, okay, hold on. And so I did it, and it was fine after I found it hooked on me, but it was scary, man. And then there was one where there's nothing. You just swing from one rope to the next. I was like, I'm not doing that.
Cool. I love that.
I'm not doing that one. I told her, I said, we're not doing that. You can do that one. And she did like one that I didn't want to do. She did another one. I said, I'm not doing that. With you hold onto these ropes, but at the bottom is this pipe that twists. Twists around. It's loose. So, you can roll. It rolls left or rolls right. So you're trying to bounce on that. But they give you little ropes to bounce on too. And I was like, no effing way. No effing way am I doing that one. So.
You're tall. You'd probably literally just be.
It was just dumb. I said, I'm not going to do that. And then I was like, and then Megan said, because you can stay up there as long as you want. You can stay on the rope course as long as you want. And she goes, well, do you want to do it again? I was like, no. I said, I'm sorry. I said, you can do this several times. I'll sit here and hug this beam. We're on one of the platforms and said, I'll sit here if you want to go around, but I'm not moving anymore. And she started laughing. I said, you can make fun of me. It's fine. I'm the one that wanted to do it. But then I realized I was scared of heights. So I didn't want to do any of that. And I mean, seriously, I can't look over if a mall has 2 floors. I can't look over the railing of the second floor.
Me either. No, I'm scared of heights too. I went skydiving. And
why did you go skydiving?
Because I'm crazy. I was kind of talked into it. So I was like, all right, I'm already here. Can't go back. I almost passed out. Yo, it was crazy. I was like, no.
No way.
Yeah. No. And then I had this really awesome Russian dude, and I was like, he really seems like he's got a handle of things. I think I'm going to be safe. But
so the new cartoon series I just started watching is Johnny Bravo. Do you remember this thing on Cartoon Network?
Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo.
Your time? That's your time? No.
No. He was older. I was older watching Johnny Bravo.
That's the dude.
Yeah,
he's
man.
Not canceled yet?
Oh, he would be if that cartoon was here today.
He's 100%.
Whoa, mama. Yeah. He was a girl chasing fool, but man, he is hilarious. Do you know Seth MacFarlane used to write for that comic, for that cartoon?
That makes
Yeah,
sense, but no, I
yeah, it
didn't.
makes sense, and it's got some funny. Um, it's got some funny things on it, man. It's got some
It's an excellent show.
funny jokes. I've been laughing through it.
Where are you
They're just
watching it?
the one I'm watching is like the first season is only like 6 minutes long or something. So I guess they were combined with another. I'm guessing he was part of a Cartoon Network block of cartoons. I
It
don't remember how.
was
I remember eventually he got his own show.
it was an intermission. It was like a commercial break Cartoon Network show.
Oh, okay. So that's
Yeah.
what it seems like. It was like he's part of a cartoon, cascade, like a bunch of all-star cartoons together at first. Because his is only 6.5 minutes long each episode, and I'm like, but because I remember the theme song and everything, but that was later on when he got his own unique show, and this is just showing off the new one.
Where are you watching this at?
My buddy, Plex. Do you know what
That's
Plex is? Plex is a
hilarious.
streaming service, and my buddy has a server on there, and he just loads a bunch of cartoons on there.
That's funny.
Hmm. It's been great. I love looking at all those old cartoons.
You ever watch Courage the Cowardly Dog? That's like one of my favorite cartoons of all time.
I remember Courage the Cowardly Dog, but that was Nickelodeon, wasn't it? Was
No,
it?
no, don't scare me. Look,
Really?
Courage the Coward. Cartoon
It
Network.
was
I knew I wasn't tripping. Yeah, it's Cartoon Network. Ooh,
okay. No, I remember it, but I never saw it.
that thing is crazy.
Hold on.
No clue why people would want to jump out of really fun airplane. Did I miss something?
You didn't you go skydiving?
Oh,
You just
yeah.
that's for you.
I was sitting here thinking we're talking about shows, so I forgot about.
Oh well, that was earlier. I haven't been checking the comments, so
I agree. I mean, I was literally the craziest thing, and it didn't change my fear of heights. I will say this: I use that as a reason why I can't be afraid of any roller coasters anymore. So I'll go on all of them. But I don't like we worked on a really big skyscraper corporate building. I couldn't go too close to the window. It would freak me out. I feel like I was falling. I couldn't do it, yo. My hands would get all sweaty. I'm like, I can't do that. I don't like looking over. I don't like waiting in line for a water park ride where the steps or go up really high where the steps have holes to where I can see between the steps. You know what I mean? They're not solid steps. I can't stand that. Waiting for water slides and there are these wooden steps where you can just see everything around you and you're holding this big inner tube. That's can't. I hate that, but I still do it because I like water parks. But
the other thing that happened, and I hate this because it was by accident. My buddy Benjamin from Saturday Morning Sam Flange, he was going out on a date to the same place we went. I just totally forgot he was going to be there that night because he had told me just 2 days ago, and I knew it because I talked to him about it. I said, oh, that's a nice place. I said, Megan and I always wanted to go back sometime. We took the girls one time. We want to go by ourselves. And so we went. I saw him. I was like, oh, no, what do I do? I don't want to crash the date. But then Megan was waving at him. So I said, oh. So I sent him a message, hey, man, I totally forgot you're going to be here. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to crash your date. I said, well, I was going to be respectful and kind of sit over the way. But he invited us over, and we had a good time. It turns out I knew the girl he was dating.
Is this another hidden board game group that's coming back?
Yeah. Gonna make her an official member of the board game group, obviously, if it works out. Yeah. No, I know her. I haven't seen her in years. I didn't even recognize her at first. I wasn't looking at her, and when we were sitting down all talking. And then I looked at her to introduce myself, and then I realized I went, wait a minute, I know you. And it'd been. She said it'd been about 14 years since we'd seen each other. I think it's been 10, not to be picky, but I think Megan has met her before. Megan said she remembers meeting her at the movie theater, but it was probably a long time ago too. But either way, she hadn't aged a day. She looks exactly the same. Exactly the same. So kudos for her.
The
I know
dream.
I have aged more than a day since she last saw me. But yeah, it was an eventful night. I'm happy we got to hang out with them. That we went bowling, had pizza. Pizza was really good. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun.
What is this, main event? This sounds like main event.
No, it's a place called Surge.
Okay.
Drew Brees' place. Drew Brees, the Saints quarterback.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
opened up a bunch of these entertainment centers. I mean, it's fine overall. I'll be honest. The bowling alley is the pins are on strings, and I'm not a big fan of that. I don't know if that's an easier way to. I'm sure it is to run a bowling alley, but strings it feels kind of carnival. I don't know. Like
I
I'd rather
agree.
there's another bowling place. I'd probably rather go there than go there again. But either way, I had a great time with them. And she worked in a bowling alley, so she could bowl. Everyone had great form except for me.
Oh,
Looked
I
like
suck at. I look crazy when I do it.
you
My
don't look
wrist
as
always
no,
twists. I don't know how to. I don't know how to do
no,
it
no,
just
no, no,
perfect.
no, no, no. I was skipping and hopping when I got to the line. I couldn't do the smooth motion that all of them could. So it was pretty bad. You know what else is pretty bad?
Hmm.
The board game, man. I'm
Hey,
kidding.
what's going on, gentlemen?
Hey, dude,
Oh,
that shelf is looking magnificent.
Long time no see, gents.
I know. How you been? Hey, I meant to put this comment on your YouTube last YouTube video. Well, the one about Sushi Go. Did you upload that twice?
No,
Or
I shouldn't have. No.
did I have a
Sushi Go
dream?
and Sushi Roll, I think.
Yeah, there was three different
Oh,
ones. Yeah, it was Sushi Go, Sushi Go Party, and then Sushi Roll.
I wanted to look more into Sushi Roll because everyone and their grandmother says the greatest things about Sushi Go. I have the Sushi Go Party. It's just the more expanded one. I
I'll
don't
be
like that game. Sadly.
one of well, I don't. Here's the reason I don't like. I know why people love it. I like the theme. It's fun. It's a
I love
light
the
game. I understand why people love it. Here's why I don't. I despise pass and play.
Oh, you don't like drafting? Oh, man.
No, I don't like to pick a card then draft. I hate Seven Wonders. I despise
I
Seven
never played
Wonders.
that game.
I heard good
Everyone
things
loves
about it.
Seven
I've
Wonders,
never
but Seven
played it.
Wonders to me, it's like you get a game plan, but then you don't get the cards you need, and then you switch your game plan, but then now you got other cards you don't need, and I end up with the worst hand in the world every time. I'll play Seven. Well, I won't play it anymore, but I was playing it with other people because it's a great gateway game for people.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not belittling either. I'm saying it's a great game. People just get enamored with it.
Drafting is big in like Magic the Gathering.
I know. I
Yu-Gi-Oh.
can't stand that drafting
So
thing. And
smart,
and
though.
Sushi Go, they love Sushi Go. My board game group brought it over, had the best. This is the old school group, and they brought over. They all laughed, had a great time. I smiled, but I knew when it was that card drafting mechanism, I despise. There's one game in my collection that does that, and I asked my gaming group if we can just make a house rule. You just keep the cards you're dealt.
Oh.
I can't remember which game it is right now off the top of my head.
Wow.
But they all agreed. I said, look, if this is pass and keep and play, this is card drafting. I said, I don't really like doing that. So if y'all want to just keep the cards you're dealt, they said, okay. And I say that before we dealt the cards. If they want to do the correct rules, that's fine too. But I just don't like it. I just don't like it because then you just miss out on all these other cards. You get a worse hand than you could. I don't know. It's just not my jam.
Yeah, it's a different game. Well, if you have Sushi Go Party, you don't really need Sushi Go.
I know. I have Sushi. It wasn't the game I wanted it to be, which I don't know. I didn't expect the whole. I love the theme. I feel like I might like Sushi Roll more. It's a game on my list. I just had a million games on my list right now.
and Michael, I'm in the minority there because there's a ton of people who love Seven Wonders. I just can't stand it. I even played it with one of
I just hate the artwork on Seven Wonders. I want to play it. I just do not like the work.
Well, I just hate it because you never have. You do get to pick the cards you think you want, but your strategy is never going to work out. It feels like to me. every time I try to go with the strategy, you realize too late in the game it's never going to work out, and then you fall behind and you can't. There's no way to catch up. And I don't know. Like I said, my experience. But obviously that's not the case for everyone. And I told Bernardo this, but Michael like this. So last week we brought out At the Gates of Loyang. I'm not a big Uwe Rosenberg fan. In fact, I only have 2 games in my collection: At the Gates of Loyang and Mercator, which I think are fantastic. My gaming group hates those games. They hate those games, and they're light Uwe Rosenberg. In fact, I really would recommend those 2 games. I really think they're awesome. And so we're playing At the Gates of Well, I bring it out and we start to play, and he goes, "Wait a minute." Yep. He goes, "Is this from that designer I hate, whose name starts with U?" And I went, because I hid the box too, because I didn't want him to know, didn't want him to read the guy's name, because I knew he'd say no. And I was like, "Why would you say that?" He went, "It is. I remember this game. I hate this game." I was like, "Can we just play it?" He went, "Fine." But he was totally checked out, and so was everyone else. I mean, that's going to be a hard one to get to the table again, sadly, because my gaming group stuck their nose. And like Mercator, there's no way I'm going to pull that by them. So I don't know how I'm going to get. My nephews are going to have to play Mercator with me. But that sucks when they're against that designer. They've never said that against any designer, but Uwe Rosenberg is not welcome in my gaming group.
Oh.
I'm not veteran enough to tell the difference between when a designer designs a game or not. They all are different for me.
Yeah.
And I think I talked to Bernardo about this, but there's not really a designer. there's a designer that I'll look into and I'll be like, yeah, maybe I'll get him. I don't think there's a perfect designer. I mean, I think Stefan Feld does a lot of great games, but there's a lot of his games I have zero interest in, and not just old, new as well. And then that new guy I told you about, Benjamin whatever, who did Hedera and Crown of Amara, and I was like, ooh. And I've gotten Yeti and another game of his that I can't recall, and I like him. But not all of his stuff is good. You know, he did a lot of Haba children's games I'm not going to get.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny when you did the Yeti. I actually got that weekend. I was in Knoxville, in Tennessee. That was so funny. I was going to actually get it from him in Knoxville. I was like, I'm visiting out there, but then I was looking. I'm like, oh crap, my bag was full.
Oh,
no. You have to ship it to me. I'm sorry.
Yeti's a light game. It's fun. Big wooden chunky die, and I enjoy it. It's a kid's game, a family game, but it's fun. Yeah. It's fun. And see, the same designer, Jamie, did 2 games called Crown of Amara, which is unbelievable, and Hedara is his newest one or whatever, and that one's a really smart game too. There's another game I got of his. I'm trying to find my shelves to find which one it was, but I think I got a 4th one from him too, because I just thought, man, this designer's pretty neat. Now, like I said, he's not batting 1,000. Even Queen Games, who I always love. I don't have all their games. I don't have all their games.
Not yet, of course.
No, there's some I'm not going to get. But there are. I mean, TMG back in the day, I always looked at them whenever they came out with one. Right now, Renegade Games is on the list. You know, always interested in what Renegade has going on.
I still got to play Clank, man. That is one of their highest rated games, and I have it sealed, and I've been wanting to play it for a while because it looks excellent.
Yeah, it's a card game.
The rules are good. It's not really a heavy card game, though.
Yeah.
What you literally play, Lost Ruins of Arnak has more cards than that.
Man, Lost Ruins of Arnak. Oh, by the way, it's super stupid easy to find now.
What?
Lost Ruins of Arnak, if you want to get it. It's got beautiful art. It's got beautiful pieces. It's just a fun game. Nothing special with it. Just, some worker placement. You're getting resources to go out and explore, to get treasure, to move up the maps, to get points. But it's fun. It flows really well. It's, pretty solid game. I pulled the trigger on a few more.
Oh no!
I did. I've been
You kept
trying
him in
to.
the cart. You kept him.
I
in the
don't,
cart?
Jamie. I was telling him I don't want my shelf of shame, meaning the games I haven't played. I don't want those stacking up right now. I mean, there's some Time Stories expansion I haven't played. I played the base game, and then of course there's Imperial Assault that stared me in the face. Bernardo was with me the other night. I said, "There's not that many adventures in there."
He's like, yeah, I should just play this on my birthday weekend. We're gonna get
just play it all day,
all
knock it out. And he went, "You can't do that." I was like, "Yeah, it's probably only got 2 or 3 adventure books in it," and I was wrong. It's going to take a little bit while, but the thing is, though, that's a dungeon crawl, which dungeon crawls are going to take a few years, at least for me, because I'm not going to sit around and play a dungeon crawl every week. But I mean, besides those, there's nothing else that's been unplayed on my shelf. I'm just trying to get some of my other games played before I start rolling it, and then plus all the money I spend on Kickstarters.
I see, he's just rubbing it into us, talking about just playing our shelf of shames here. We're just sitting on all these games. Wow, thanks, man.
I know. So I've been adding and adding and adding and adding. We haven't played anything.
Yeah,
it's like
here.
I want to find a gaming group. I need to find a gaming group, but the gaming groups out there is like, well, you show proof of immunization. Really?
Oh, really? That's a joke.
Yeah. Yes.
That's crazy.
I heard some people saying that I only got vaccinated so I can play again. Brother, I'm going to tell you, we stopped playing games for a few weeks, and I started saying, you guys got to come over. And so we did. I mean, we just, maybe the honor system that we'd sneeze the other way, but
exactly.
A lot of us.
Yeah, and I'm watching. I'm like, what? And now one of them, they're in Orange County. They play online, BoardGameArena.com, and it has all sorts of board games on there.
I play on Tabletop Simulator, same thing. Tabletopia, same thing. I mean, that helped me a lot. Learn a lot of games I wouldn't have normally played. Like my friend taught me Western Legends, which I have a copy of because he sold me on it. It was great. And when we played it online, it was awesome. Great experience. It now allows me to be able to teach my friends it. And I think that's important for some complicated games. Like Nemesis, I want to play online with a group of people that know, because I'm going to look at that rule book and get scared. Yeah, I suck at rule books, man. Being taught
I'm visual.
is like the
move. You show me how to play it, I'll learn it. But I can't. I hate going through manuals.
Like Twilight Imperium, I could never be like Matt and just read the book. Like,
oh gosh, yeah. And I'm looking forward to playing Imperial Assault. That game looks awesome. I'll be honest, it was Spencer's. Michael, if you've been reading Spencer's articles on it, he's only written 2. And by the way, one just posted last week, but it was written the day his child was born. His firstborn child was born. He was sitting in the hospital, and he said, I'll write an article for Matt. He went, don't worry, I'll get another one to you next week. I said, dude, you won't be writing to me for months. And he hasn't written anything since. But Imperial Assault, Blue Pig Gaming plays very similar to Descent, even though it has different rules. And I think I like them. They look a little bit more cleaner. It's been a while since I've read over the rules, because I got this a few months ago and read over the rules then. But it looks just like, it feels just like Descent with a little bit extra. I heard it was a smoother version of Descent, and it seems like it is. So I'm excited to try it out. And Jamie, you can't get upset about that, because I told you, you come down to Louisiana, you have a gaming group.
Oh, I would totally love to do that. I'm just get a game group to begin with. I mean, that'd be great.
Dude,
but yeah, we don't require vaccination.
California. Go online. California is like the king of finding board game groups online, which is
great. But see, in my game group, we don't even ask for vaccinations. We lick each other's faces when you walk in the door.
No, you just get your whole family COVID, so then you don't have to worry about it later.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone has it.
Like out here, scan my forehead. We're good. You know,
scan my forehead. But yeah, we've been packing out the house. I mean, seriously, after the first few weeks, I said, because Survivor was still going on at the time, I said, dude, if you don't want to come over, I understand, but I really want you to come over for Survivor. He said, yeah, man, I got it. He said, I can't watch it by myself. I said, please come back. And so he started coming back and watching it. And then my game group, we may have waited a month or so. And then I was like, okay, this isn't going away. Come on, we're going to do board game night. So you okay? I said, yeah, I'm sure. Y'all come on over. And so we did. I mean,
Oh, man.
And
I got to get to Tennessee. Of course, it's still a drive, but it'll be a hell of a lot closer.
I know. But yeah, so I mean, the thing is, I'm looking, but because, well, I mean, like I said, my gaming group is changed a little bit. 2 of them got married, so they're still going to be coming though. They told me they're still in it to win it. So I was like, okay. My rule with newlyweds is wait for them to call you.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the rule. I'm not gonna be blowing up their phone anytime soon. They gotta get something out of their system first and then come see me. And
there you go.
yeah. So once that happens, they'll be back into the gaming group. And then I have one, and he's really made an effort to make it to every gaming, because he's about to leave this fall. So and he's the oldest member of the gaming group remaining. And so it's really going to hurt when he goes, because he's also just a chill dude. He'll play anything. He rarely wins. Like this week, and I swear I didn't hold back, he won 3 out of the 5 games we played.
Wow.
I mean, and it's rare that he wins a game ever. In fact, that's the record for him in one night, and that probably beats the entire 2020 season of wins for him, because he's only won twice last year, if I remember. He doesn't win, but he always keeps coming back. He just wants to, he just enjoys, and that's
what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. There's some nights, like last weekend, I went 0-5. I struck out. There's some nights I go undefeated,
Yeah.
And then there's some nights where I'll share victories.
Sometimes you do well, sometimes you suck.
But to be honest,
I can't catch a fish all day, but I'm out here.
There you go. But I'm happy someone else did. That's the thing. Like I would take last weekend all day, every day. I'd take that every day. Yep. Every day I'd take that, just because I just had a fun time. I don't mind, because I mean you play to win, but at the same time I'm like totally laid back. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad someone else gets a win tonight. My wife used to ask me, she went, "Did you win all the time?" And I said, "No." Did you let them win? No, I didn't let them win. They actually won. But she's like, they need to win too, man. I was like, they will. I said, that's not like I'm not going to sit there and let them take the game from me, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, of
I'm
course.
not gonna let them win, but
I'll be honest. If it's close, I've thrown a game or two here or there, just because I felt bad. One of my there's a.
I know. I've watching tonight.
We had a gamer in our group who I absolutely loved. He lost a lot. I mean, like all the time, but it wasn't because of him. It's just because it was bad luck. Like he got all the bad rolls. He got all the bad events that would happen to him. When he had to flip over an event, it'd be bad on him. I mean, it just happened to be, everything was bad. And like Twilight Imperium, you flip down these tokens in the 3rd edition, and when you go into the space, you flip it over. It's 50-50, something good, something bad. Every space he went on wasn't only just bad, it was probably one of the worst. It was like Supernova, which destroys the whole tile, and he had a huge fleet on there too, because he decided to go to war with someone and then hit that supernova and lost his entire fleet. I was like, shut up. No one has the worst look, and everyone laughs at the table. He gets pissed, but at the same time, he's fine. He gets pissed, but he's kind of laughing about it too a little bit.
Figures.
I know. He's just like, oh, come on, man. This would matter. This would matter. He's not rage quitting or anything, but because he knows we think it's just hilarious. And there was a couple of times I went ahead and said, I got to give this guy the win. So I drug my feet and let him pull out the victory at the end a couple of times. He didn't know that, but I gave, because I mean, I feel bad because that was someone different. But I mean, he just had one bad thing happen to him after the next. I mean, it's amazing his run of bad luck. But he's such a good sport, and when he comes over to his games, he'll kill me in his game, which is fine. I was always happy when he brought a game over, like Dominion. I can't stand Dominion, but I play it just so he could beat me. And I mean, he beat me by 1 billion points. I didn't have a chance.
Oh wow. That's another one.
It's nice to hear you're nice then, but where was that kindness in Twilight Imperium when you just let someone have that planet?
Oh, I can't let that was a brilliant stroke. That kid, there was a kid, it's very rare in Twilight Imperium that you get eliminated. I think I've only seen it happen once, and that's because the kid was turtling. He wasn't moving, and he was building one ship at a time. And then people just started just attacking him just to get him out of the way. And I think that was the only time I've ever seen someone knock themselves out. Well, this kid just had a run of bad luck. I mean, everyone just blitzed him. 3 different alien species blitzed him. And he was left. He didn't have his home world. He was a loner, and he was right in front of my front yard. And I could have just reached out there. He only had 2 ships. I could have reached out there and crushed him. And he has to grab a planet. And then if he took over a home planet, he'd get a free star base. Then he can start living again. And I looked at him. I said, "Hey, take my home planet." He went, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." I said, "I feel bad for you, man," because I didn't attack him. I went around him. I said, "I need to go through you." I said, "But I'll go," because you can't not fight someone. So I was like, "I'll just go around you." He said, "Thank you, thank you." And I said, "Hey, look, I feel bad that everyone's kind of ganged up on you." I said, "Take my home planet." He was, "You sure?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Take it, build it up." I said, "And then a few turns, if you don't mind giving it back." He said, "Okay, I'll promise, I promise." I said, "That's fine." So I said, "Let my ships get out." So I let my ships get out, and I achieved the goal. And I was only 1 card, and then no, I was 3 points away is what happened. And then he takes my home planet. Well, my secret mission was someone has to take your home planet.
Oh, man.
He's so terrible.
And so I claimed a card, got 1 point, then threw down my secret mission. And he looked at me. He went, "You tricked me." I went, I said, I'm gonna be honest. You probably should never trust a word I say in this game.
Yeah, I dream of the day I can play.
But his face was like, I took advantage of his desperation. I did. I just, just something about I took the rest of his soul. They took his body. They hadn't taken his soul. I took his soul and won the game. It was
mine.
It was deliberately, and that's why everyone. And the funny thing is, they're not going to watch this. The funny thing is, I do the same strategy every time. Every time I run to Mechatol. Here's what you do: you run to Mechatol Rex. It's King of the Hill. Whoever has Mechatol Rex is usually going to get a point.
That's a target.
You go as fast as you can to Mechatol Rex, and if you can get there, everyone else is slowly moving there. Because they're expanding their territories. They're trying to get more power. No, I go straight to Mechatol Rex. I get tons of victory points. The moment someone takes it, either I let them eliminate me because I don't have any armies. I don't have any armies. In fact, you could easily take me out of the game because I don't have. I have a stream bean army because I'm not about expanding or building up my forces or building up my power. I'm just sitting on the top of the hill while everyone's building up power. And then I'm already 5-6 points ahead in a 10-point game. So after you take Mechatol Rex, I don't care about Mechatol Rex anymore. I don't care about it because there's secret missions I can do, and there's other ways that I can score points. And so I go those other routes and slowly score those points on the outside. And then after that, everyone is these big powerhouses trying to take on Mechatol Rex. The game's called Twilight Imperium.
That's why I put the tiles that are dangerous in front of all the veteran players, so they're forced to come close to another group before they can get to
tile placement's very important because some people think, well, I'm going to put all the good planets around me. Don't do that. Put planets around your if you're playing my strategy, and they don't know why I do this. I act like it's a mistake. I'm like, oh man, I got to put this good planet here. Dog, you took the spot I wanted next to me. No, I don't care. I want you to have all the planets because that's going to slow you down even more. You can't not pass up taking those planets. If you do that, it stops your armada from taking Mechatol Rex, which gives me another point for that round because you're still too busy trying to get all this power.
It's someone that's been playing the game.
It's
too
a
long.
slick, and Dylan
put the wormholes next to them. So
if Dylan's next in the chat, then he knows. I went straight for it. Everyone started fighting each other and trying to get power and grab resources, and I sat there. And the thing was, I got so lucky because people kept attacking their partners. No one trusted anyone in the game, and I kept saying, "Here, fight them. Here, fight them. Here, fight them. Don't fight me. You need this planet. Okay, you can take the planet. The other that's not Mechatol Rex." And every round, I was scoring points, and I thought no one's going to see this coming. And every round, I was getting a point. I mean, and they were still eyeing each other, ready for the next fight. Building up forces to attack each other. And I was going, "This is great. This is
going,
great." Yeah. I sat there going, Oh, wow. Oh, no, he's going to get you. Oh, man, that was smart. Are you going to get him back? Okay. What are you doing? Oh, okay. Oh, hey, he's going to get you. You going to get him? Okay, you got to get him. I mean, I was stirring the pot the whole time. I'm not bothering any of them. When they need one of my minor plans, I'm like, sure, go ahead, take it. I'm going to make a total race, dude. I'm scoring points every round. And then when I won, it was the fastest game I think I've ever played. It was 3.5 hours, I think. It was literally that fast because every round I was getting a point. And I was like, you're kidding. I said, surely. But when it got to 8, 9 points, I went, I don't think I have to do anything. It's too late for any, because I calculated, I said, I don't think anyone can make it here in time. And I won the game.
Like, how did that win? How did he do it?
When I won, they all realized that, but they didn't care because they were just so in. And that's the thing. What I love about Twilight Imperium is you don't realize what it takes to win because this game pulls you into, I've got to expand. I've got to build up my technology. And seriously, it loses you. It loses you in the game. You're just so enthralled. My nephew, this is one of the favorite games. He will never win. He will never win because all he loves is building up his technology, his warfare. He loves to build every piece on the board, and then he wants to wipe someone off the face of the earth. That's what he loves doing. He has, seriously, he has zero chance of winning the game. He knows this. He just wants to take you out before the time's up on the game. But he loves it. That's his strategy. It's not to win, it's just to wipe the other team.
Yeah.
Wipe someone, make an enemy, and then wipe them off the face of the planet. But to be honest, you get so enthralled with that. And my biggest tip, if you want to win the game, whatever alien you are dealt, lean toward their special ability. The only time I've lost Twilight Imperium is the time I didn't do that. I didn't lean toward their special ability. I tried to get powerful and everything else, and I should have stayed with what went. If they're a warring race, go to war. If they're a political race, get into the political field as fast as you can. I mean, just play their strengths. Play their strengths, and you will win. Well, I say you will. You could win the game.
You need to play with the people I was playing with because this is me getting close to Megiddo Rex. Everyone's like, what are you doing over there?
Well, then you just wheel and deal. I mean, seriously, the game is full of, because everyone has secret objectives, and they're saying, "Hey, I need to do this. Hey, let me go through here." And and the thing is, it's true. We're all trying to get games. Blue Pig Gaming, I won't lie. If you're not playing with my team, it's 8 hours long. It just depends. For my team, it's 45 minutes per player, and if we play 8 players, which we do every time, no, 6. Does the new one give you 8? Yes, we play with 8 players. Yeah. So that's 6, 7.5 hours. Yeah. It's an all-day thing, but the thing is, though, it goes, honestly, you're going to laugh. It goes by like that.
Ours was 10 hours. Didn't even know it.
You don't even know it because you're so enthralled. And everyone has a good time. Everyone has a good, except for that one kid who was getting blitzed to heck. But but the thing is, though, everyone has a good time. And the thing is, whether you win or lose, I'll be honest. And we had 9 show up, so I couldn't play. So the new kid needed help because he was totally lost. But he wanted because he'd heard from his friends how awesome the game was. So I started telling him how to play. Well, in this game, you also, if you want to score big points, which is like 2 or 3 in a round, that'd be impossible. That's super hard. But 2 in a round, 3, you have to take several rounds to do that. You've got to build up just right. And then, so the whole time the kid doesn't know what the end game plan is. He went, so do I do it now? I said, not yet. Not yet. Hold.
Yeah, on target.
I was like, I said, we're slowly moving pieces, dude. Slowly move. And I kept telling him, don't do it now. We're slowly moving pieces. And then he had to leave. And it's sad. It was right at when he was going to get like 4 points and just shoot ahead. He was in last place right now. And everyone else started getting points. Well, he had like maybe 1 point, and everyone else had 4 or 5. I was like, watch this. And then one round, he's already tied. No one noticed it either. That's the other thing. The score markers are your icons, your alien icons. I've noticed that in the game, people don't, and I'll be honest, I don't know everyone's icon either. It's hard to tell whose icon is this. But the thing is, though, all they know is someone else is tied with them. And they didn't realize that I'd gone ahead and tied for the lead. And then I had a small lead. They still thought it was someone else because they didn't ask. If you ask, I'll tell you. But after a while, I remember my nephew went, wait, is that you? Oh, yeah. He went,
no.
how do you have 7? I went, I've been sitting on Mechatol Rex. You know, he's like, get him off Mechatol Rex. I went, yeah, come on, get me off Mechatol Rex. Because I already had the rest of them. I didn't need Mechatol Rex anymore. That's the thing. By the time they take Mechatol Rex, they think they've stopped me. And yeah, you stopped me from getting easy points. That's true. But you haven't. You've let me sit there too long. The proper thing to do is attack. Is attack and wipe me out. Because they could do that. They could easily do that. And I would panic. One time, they started getting together to do that. And then you have to bluff. You have to say, sure, are you about to take my that's the best one. Wait, are you taking that planet? Because then I act like I'm pulling one of my secret objective cards. And they went, no, I'm not. And I'm like, oh, okay. Let me know if you are, though. That's secret objective. You just gotta bluff, baby. You gotta bluff.
No, this is me playing. We were like 6 hours into the game, and I'm over here looking at everyone's building their army, and on these turtle people who have like, I can build a spam a whole board, but like they're weak. And I was just like staring at the board, and I'm watching this guy go to the Mechatol Rex, and I was like, is that your point system? I was like, how are you doing that? He was like, Mechatol Rex is doing this. And I was like, so you're sitting on it. And then I was like, I really had to click. I was like, so what is that? I didn't realize those cards were objectives too. My brain was so focused on the technology. And I look at them and I'm like,
you forget the objectives.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Because the game is so engrossing. Yeah.
I look at my hand and I'm like, oh God. I stormed Mechatol Rex, swiped it, dropped 3 points in one turn. It was over. I was like, this is it.
That's the thing. We read off what the public objective is for that round, and then everyone forgets because they're so focused on building their technology, building their army,
and
expanding their
the craziest armies. And someone was trying to take my planet, but this guy felt bad because I was new, so he's protecting me. And I was just so lost. And it
truly
just
is
just like, oh my God.
It's a magnificent experience, and I can never. I have to stop invitations at 8 because I could easily get 12. I mean, there's people.
Oh God.
There's certain people who, like my oldest nephew. This is one of the few games he'll come play. If it's Twilight Imperium, he's there. He doesn't come to get regular game nights, but he'll come to Twilight Imperium and Spartacus. Of course, that's his 2 go-to games. He has a few others that he'll play with me too, but
ready for the Spartacus.
Then you got there's a bunch of kids and all they know is Twilight Imperium and they've heard about it or they've played it before and that's the time they want to come in. And to be honest, I don't invite them regularly to my gaming group, but they come in for the Twilight Imperium. And then anyone in my gaming group would love to play Twilight Imperium. Some haven't because I think it'd be just a little too overwhelming for them.
Yeah.
But I told Jamie, we played our dream game of Spartacus late last year. It was all 6 players. It was a 6-player game, and it lasted 3.5 hours or possibly.
We played a short game, and it lasted about 2.5 hours.
It's great.
It's teaching people and stuff. But we had a blast. Like all I cared about, I did not win that game, but all I cared about was no one was beating me in that arena. If my dudes was slaying, I didn't care about anything else. I was like, yo, come see my guy, yo.
Jamie, the game is so smart because first off it's a
great experience.
It's a not co-op, but you have to trust people and then distrust them at the same time. You're plotting and scheming against whoever's number 1, basically. Yeah. After that, it goes to a blind bidding game, which I love. Coins in hand, release coins. And you're bidding for different things. Slaves give you more money at the end of the round. That's good. Gladiators are better, can give you some more fight. You've got to have gladiators to fight. I have been in several situations where I've had no gladiators. And if they invite you and you cannot accept, don't you lose?
You lose influence.
You lose influence. So unless you put a slave, no, you can't unless it's a what's it called? Yeah, but you lose an influence if they invite you and you have no gladiators. You can't go without gladiators, so you need to have gladiators in there. But then you want gladiators because that's how you can get the big points.
Primus,
yeah.
Yes.
On certain Primuses. And then there's weapons. And you think, oh, I don't want a weapon. I don't want to waste on that. No, man. No, man. Weapons can make an average gladiator a powerhouse. So there are stronger. There's the beginner gladiators, which are really nobodies. But if you give them weapons, they'll be good. You got the decent run-of-the-mill gladiators. If you give them weapons, they're awesome. And then you have the very few, the mega ones that are in the deck, and you're like, if you get that person, you don't need weapons. You've got it all. And that's, but the thing is that there's so many, especially if you have expansions, there's so many cards in the deck, you will not see every gladiator every game. There's certain gladiators we never see during games.
Oh, that's so cool. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable game. You need to make yes. Michael, in the game we played, my nephew did not have any super strong gladiators. He had some run-of-the-mill ones. Yet he found out that no one was bidding for the little weapons, the special weapons. So he went ahead and got, you can get one of each, a sword or an attack, a weapon, a shield, body armor. You can get all these different things. And so he got these weapons for super cheap, and then loaded them up with his, gladiators, and he started going on a win streak.
Wow. I took out someone's Gannicus with just a regular gladiator, and Gannicus wins ties, which is hard to beat.
Well, I love it because I put down all my money and got what's his name, Theocules.
Oh, I had him too. When you
he's a giant in the game, Jamie, and really the only way you're going to beat him is if you go to a Primus. If you invite him to a Primus, he has to come, but it's 2 against 1. And that's the only, and even then he may win. He's so powerful. That's the only way you can knock him down. I've never been in a Primus with Theocules. I'd be as scared, but whoever won that battle would get up and crow. And that's the other thing. Even though your gladiator
I slayed them. I just rolled the nuts.
Well, even though your gladiator's not in the battle,
it's over.
You just go nuts. You're betting money on who you think is going to win and stuff. And so in the middle of the battle, the people who are not in the battle are cheering. And of course you want to decapitate the loser. But you can't if he's a champion, or you'll just lose a
No, you can if it's something in between, but you can't if it's a champion.
You can't if it's you can if it's a champion, you can if he's a winner or something.
Yeah, there's like that in between one. So the in between you can get rid of him and lose an influence. If he's a champion, you can't. But
you know what? I love it when they lose and they're not a champion or whatever, and you get to go. You fit in things we go. They already know. If I'm the one ruling over the Primus, your gladiator's dead, man. If I have a chance to kill them all, I will in a heartbeat. But at the same time, I have taken bribes. I'll give you 5 gold if you don't kill them.
Okay.
All right, fine.
Yeah, sure.
To be honest, that's fair. You can do that in the game. That's what I love about this game. And no promises are binding. If you say, well, if you invite me to this, if you invite me to the game, I'll invite you to the next one. That is not binding. But you can say that. I love this game.
Yeah.
It's always number 1 on your list.
It was number 2 this past year. It moved up 1. And it's just an incredible, and every year it's like Firefly. That game will never fall in my top 5. I keep thinking this is the year it's going to fall out. I'm thinking it's just a pick up and deliver. And then we play it and I'm going, it's still a solid game. I can't believe how solid this game is. But I've been saying every year, I said, it's probably not going to stay. It'll eventually go, but it's just solid. It's solid. I cannot believe it's one of the few games that have stayed in the top 5, Twilight Imperium and Spartacus. Gale Force 9, man.
I wanted it after you first talked about it, and then I was like, before I buy a game like this, let me watch this show. It was over. The show was amazing. Season 1, I was ready to buy a sword. I didn't have no business having a sword. I Yeah, it was crazy. Every hit in season 1. They did something wrong after season, and it had nothing to do with the change. All that was fine, but every fight scene in season 1 was a slow motion blood hit. Everything was in slow. Everything was awesome. I was just like, whoa! Everything's in slow motion. I need a sword.
Oh, seriously, Jamie, it'll make you tear off your shirt and start swinging around a blade.
Oh, nice!
It put hair on your chest right after season 1. It's inherent.
It's not for families.
No, doesn't sound like it.
No, it's one of those old school Showtime.
Yeah.
Oh,
TV series
a lot of
where like
people.
One moment looks like you're watching 300, another moment looks like you're watching one of those channels that you shouldn't have on cable.
Where the glitch is kind of showing what you want to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Right there.
Yeah, the really bad kind of glitching. It's like, at the wrong time, someone could walk in and have the wrong idea of what I'm sitting there down watching.
Yeah, exactly.
But secretly, you're excited because you realize that Xena.
But you know what I hate about that though? A lot of them you can't just fast forward to them because there is story going on.
There's almost always story. Yeah.
There's always something going on that you can't, or you'll miss part of the storyline or part of the revenge because things can happen during. I was like, oh my gosh, but it is.
It's good.
And I'm not talking just lady parts either. There's man parts in there too. You just have to go, okay, that kind of show
is what it is, man.
Xena
Warrior Princess. Xena Warrior Princess.
What it is. But I'll be honest, I've watched that show twice now. Have you read the books?
No.
There's only 2 books, and they're fantastic. They read and it takes place during season 1, but they read like episodes. They're just so good. At least I think I've read them twice too. I love them. I love the novels. They only made 2 novels, and they made a very short, 4-issue comic book miniseries, which is okay. It's okay. It's just Tales from the Arena, but it does give the origin of Theophilus, which I thought was neat. But yeah, that's all.
Yeah, actually, that was one of the things I wanted to know about because they talked about. I also wanted, after season 1, I wanted to know the origin of, I forget his name, but they ended up giving it to you in season 2, the prequel. I forget his name. The guy who ripped the
Asher
with horns. Crixus.
Crixus is good. We're talking about Spartacus here, folks.
Man, you're killing me on this show, man. That show is just. I need to rewatch it already. I feel like I just watched it.
When are you moving to Tennessee?
Man, it'll probably be a little while because my wife still she's finishing up one class. She's got one more class, and then she starts RN school.
Oh, so you are moving. So you want to move then? That's going to happen.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm done with CA, man. I've been here all my life. I never thought I'd ever want to move. I lived in Orange County all my life.
Wow.
I'm done. I'm done down here. It's at least we have gas, but it's expensive. So, but I guess I can't complain about that now. But yeah.
Everything's expensive in California.
It is. It really is. I mean, it's
you're gonna love Tennessee. You're gonna absolutely.
We love the trip. I mean, we flew into Nashville, and it was. I mean, her cousin met with us, and because they live in Murfreesboro, which is about 30 minutes south of Nashville, and 30 minutes for dinner, and it was amazing. They drove downtown Nashville, and the bars were packed.
I know.
I mean, you never knew anything was going on. I mean, I was
they're
living life here.
Everyone's nice.
Super nice.
Yeah, super nice. I've been to Knoxville a couple of times, Memphis, and where's that other place?
The Gatlinburg area?
Gatlinburg.
Yeah, we love Gatlinburg.
Good gravy.
Yeah. We didn't see too much of Pigeon Forge, unfortunately, because they had a car, like an old car parade going on or something. The traffic was, I was like, oh my God. So we just went straight to Gatlinburg and went to Smoky Mountains, drove through there, and
but see,
there's Chattanooga after that.
Chattanooga. I've been to I have tons of friends. I have a cousin also in Chattanooga, really? And my buddy, he works for the FBI there, and he's when he moved up there, he tried to get as many people as he could to move up there with him because he wanted to be around friends, and he convinced a few people. He gave us the grand tour, the live farmers market.
It takes hard to convince, that's for sure.
No, it doesn't. It's a really beautiful town.
Oh yeah, I mean, people are like, oh, where are you from? And I almost didn't want to say, Orange County, California. You know, but I go, I'm as red as they get, and then they start, okay, yeah, don't ruin our utopia. I'm like, oh, believe me, this is a utopia compared to where I'm at now.
We want to bring the rats and the homeless people to you.
Yeah. Oh, I know. No kidding. I didn't see no trash.
Well,
I mean, it was clean.
It was funny because when Dylan and Jeremy came down here a while back, two of my friends from YouTube channels. I remember Jeremy's in California too. He lives up in North California, and he's just in college waiting to get out. You know, that's all that's holding him down, I think. But he told me, he's like, after we got back, he's like, he was just here for a day before we went up to Gen Con. And he goes, I'm gonna be honest with you. He said, I really like Monroe. He said, it's a really beautiful place. I went, hey man, I said, I gotta be honest with you. I just showed you every nice place. I didn't take you to I didn't show you the town. I just showed you some really, I put some horse blinders on you and saw some real beautiful scenes. And that's what I do. That's what I do. And so but the thing is though, for my Christmas videos, about a few years ago, I ran out of nice places to take. And I remember someone emailed me, Monroe must be a beautiful Christmas town. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I've shown everything. I've just shown the little minute, nice places. And I mean, we do have some nice places and we do have some nice things. And,
oh yeah,
you know, but like I said, it's not going to be a Chattanooga.
No.
I hate to leave you guys, but I got to join on to something real quick. If you guys are still around.
Go ahead. You're so important, Bernardo. Please go ahead.
Well, I mean, as long as you know, that's cool.
That's fine. That's fine.
All good. It's all good. Yeah, I remember I've been to, I was in Louisiana once in New Orleans. I remember I was there we had a branch out there. It was a year after Katrina.
Oh, really?
And so I remember I was leaving. I was like, why are all these news crew? You know, I asked them, what do you guys, oh, it's the 1 year anniversary. And I'm like, oh my God, it's been a year already. And the branch manager took me around. You could see still see the water lines where all the water was. And that was really, I mean, driving through there, everything was closed, boarded up. I was like, poor Louisiana, man, you guys got nailed. I have a friend who lives in Mississippi, in Mobile, I think Mobile area, and they got really pummeled too.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
And he actually sent me a DVD from their, it's like one of the local news channels, and like before and then during the storm and after the storm. I wish I could find that DVD. That was the most amazing DVD I ever watched. And just them talking about it coming up, and all of a sudden during it, they're like, oh man, the wind's starting to come. I mean, it was totally live. I mean, I was like, wow, this is such an amazing DVD. And it was being there a year after. I didn't realize, everything was like, is anything open around here? I felt bad. I mean, it was really bad. And they put me right in the Hotel Orleans, which is right by Bourbon Street.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wow, you guys put me like right in downtown.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I've been there. My brother lives down there. I went to, Cafe Du Monde. You got to go to Du Monde. You got to go to these other little places. And it's nice. I don't like, everyone's like, oh yeah, Mardi Gras. I've always wanted to go down for Mardi Gras. If there's one season where you shouldn't visit, it's Mardi Gras season. Because that's when everyone who's not from Louisiana comes to Louisiana, pees in the streets for plastic.
Your city. Yeah.
It's the worst. I think it's the worst time to showcase Louisiana. I think it's the absolute worst time to showcase Louisiana. So I tell people, don't come down during even Monroe's, which they canceled it this year for the and I was, because I'm not a fan. I didn't grow up in Louisiana, so I've never been a fan of Mardi Gras. But as everyone knows on my channel, even last year I did it. I made a video of me. It's always me complaining about. Now I thought, always say, what if this is the year where I actually have fun? And no, I'm right every time. Every year there's something just pathetic going on. My favorite one was the guy who I filmed him fighting kids for beads. And I went, look at this. It's for plastic. And the guy looks up and drops the beads and kind of walks away because he sees I'm filming him. It was
Oh,
the
wow.
best one. And then someone threw me their mask.
That's great.
Someone knew who I was and knew that I was doing a YouTube video. Someone had seen my YouTube video because they'll YouTube the Monroe Parade and see if who
kind of do a search,
who did it. And so they say, oh, this guy filmed it. But then they see me making fun of it. And so someone's gotten wise that I will take a camera and go and make fun of these parades. And he recognized me because he called me out. He says, I'm going to be on his Mardi Gras video or something is what he said. And I went, yeah, you are. Yeah, he knew. And I don't know if that was, and I don't know if it was him who threw me the mask, but whoever it was probably got fined because you're not allowed to take off your mask while you're on the float. That's a rule.
Well, this is last year.
Yeah, whoever gave me the mask probably got fined for it too.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I can't remember what time of year it was. I don't remember when I was there. That was, here you think it's all jazz music, and I'm walking around, it's all strip joints, and I'm like, okay, voodoo dolls, and I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. I didn't realize it was that like that. But I did the first thing. Hi, it's Vinny. Hey, Vinny.
You just missed Bernardo. Bernardo was on here, and I don't know where Norm is. I spoke to Norm a few weeks ago, but I haven't spoken to him in a bit. But
I haven't. He did a quick little thrifting video, but I think that's
it was good to see him do thrifting videos again. It was really good.
That's how I began watching him. And I caught his little shopping. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
The first time
the bright idea.
Of course. Yeah. The first time I think I saw him was either Subsearch or what was the other one? The Mad Max one.
Tank Battle?
Where's the game?
Was it Tank Battle or
no, it was the Road Warrior. It's Mad Max, the game. It's just they just couldn't call it Mad Max. I don't know. Anyway, after I watched one or the other, I noticed it was the same person. I was like, oh, well, let me sub to this guy. And then started watching him, and then he did the thrifting videos, which was fun. But he did Thunder Road. Thank you so much, Vinny. Thunder Road. That's what it was. And so I was like, oh, I gotta get this guy, And so and then he did a thrifting video where I saw where he was because I was there the week before.
Oh, that's right. You were in Florida. Yeah, that's right.
And I said, I know exactly. And I didn't want to freak him out. I said, you're near blankety blank. He said, yeah. I went, I was just there last week. And that's when I don't know. And then somehow we hooked up because I wanted to meet him, and I met him. And now every year, except for this last year, of course, during the pandemic, I didn't know. I mean, he maybe wanted to meet. I don't know. But I was busy too. But I was like, well, I don't want to bother him. I don't want to, I don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable or anything. So, I didn't see him this past year. But I look forward to seeing him again this summer when I go down because we'll always play a few games and just have a good time. He's just a fun dude.
Like Pac-Man.
Like cheating at Pac-Man.
I still love that video.
That's true. It's fun. Well, anyway, did you get a chance to look at your private message, Jamie?
Oh no.
Can you look? Do you see private chat? No, on the screen there.
Oh.
I'm gonna wrap this up, folks, a little bit early here. But thank you, everyone. Thank you for Jamie coming in. And oh wait, Jamie left. Jamie, no, wait. Jamie, wait a minute. How did he quit? Oh man. Okay. I wanted him to stay on for a minute. Jamie, can you come? Are you still watching? Can you get back on? I don't know where he went. I was like, okay, I'm going to wrap this up, and he's gone like that. Well, anyway, all right, folks. Well, y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening. I know I got ghosted, didn't I? Just like that. I wasn't. Yeah, Jamie, get back in. Get back in. Come back in. Yes, I got ghosted. Oh, God. Get back in, Jamie. I wasn't saying go. I was saying we're gonna go. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I'll end it. But anyway, guys, I just left. I was gonna have him plug his channel, get back on here, but we'll